Hello and welcome to Curriculum Night. You've made it to the end of your student school day. It's sixth period. It's yearbook class. And that's the end of our week, every week as well. And I think it's a great way to end the week. And hopefully when we're back in person, it's a great way to end the day with sixth period yearbook. I'm Mr. Rennie, and for those of you guys who I haven't met or who don't know me, I have been running the yearbook here at Islander Middle School for the past 5 years. I also teach math at Islander, and I am the athletic director at Islander. That's one of the many hats that I wear. But yearbook is one of my favorite things that we do because it is the time capsule of the year. And what a year for your student to be in yearbook. The sort of year 2020/2021, where we're all going to look back and wonder what the heck happened. About 5 years ago, we were a work in progress. And then 4 years ago, we upgraded. 3 years ago, we took note of what was going on, forged our identity 2 years ago. And last year, well, we thought we had 2020 vision, but apparently we couldn't quite see the future. A little bit about me, for those of you who I haven't met yet. My name is Stephen Rennie. I am a Washington State native and an alumnus of the Washington State University. Go Cougs. This is my 12th year teaching math in middle schools and my 5th year doing yearbook in middle schools. I started at Islander way back in 2004 and then took a little detour, taught at a couple other schools, and came back to great old Mercer Island about 5 years ago, and I've been here since. I'm the cross country and track coach here at IMS, and as I said, the athletic director, a math teacher, and the yearbook advisor. A little bit about me. I love the hiking. I love the live music. I love the snowboarding. I love the tubing. I love all the Northwest stuff, and you can see that from the pictures there. Sounders fan, cowboy hat wearer, visitor of other places, tuber of rivers, and snowboarder of mountains. Those are some of the things about me. All right, one of the things that you need to know as a parent is where to find the stuff that your student needs. This isn't really rocket science when it comes to yearbook because we're going to basically, once the year gets going, be working on the yearbook. For right now, though, one of the things to keep in mind is that if you go to Schoology to course 6, you're going to find all of your students' assignments. The Zoom link is always right there at the top for all of our Zoom sessions when we'll meet together. The WAG for each week will be right there below it, and then you'll see below that some folders that have the assignments. Right now, we're kind of working on what is a yearbook, what's the purpose, how do we lay it out, what are the parts, really learning all that stuff about a yearbook. And we'll be doing that for the next few weeks until things kind of ramp up. So just so you know, you'll be able to check there. You'll also be able to check right over here in the calendar section for things that are upcoming. Everything you need is right there in Schoology. That's the place to go. All right, what will we learn this year? One of the things that we'll do in the course of the yearbook is make the yearbook, create that tool, create that time capsule, that document that shows exactly what happened this year. But there's a lot of things that are learned along the way. One is the purpose of the yearbook. Why? What does it exist for? What is it, and how do we keep records with it? Second, a lot of photography. Taking pictures, understanding what a good and a bad photograph is, editing those photographs. Your students will have lots of opportunities to do that. Digital layout. We put the whole yearbook together using a digital program with our partners at our publishing company, Walsworth, and everything is done on the computer. To that end, one thing I will mention, the iPads are not good tools for making yearbooks. And I've mentioned this to the kids. In a few weeks, we will need access to laptops or desktop computers. If your family doesn't have access to that, that is fine. We have extras at the school that will be checked out to yearbook students. Please just know that that's coming down the pike. So your student might be asking, is there a laptop I can use in the house? If that's not the case, if they're not going to have ready access, like if it needs to be used by several other people, feel free, check one out. Don't be stingy with that. We have lots of them available to be checked out to students. More information on that will be coming soon. Yearbook students will also learn lots about the elements of design. What goes into design? What does that look like? How do we put a page together? What draws the eye? What catches the attention? All of those pieces involved. Journalism, basic journalism. We have to tell the story, and we tell it in a journalistic style. Who, what, when, where, why, how, the 5 W's. And to be able to tell a story that is a compelling story of what happened in a given class, a club, or an event during the year. Marketing and sales, we have to sell the book. We have to get it out there to the people. That's another piece that we will learn about this year through putting the yearbook together. Editing and proofing, this is one thing that yearbook students get really good at, looking at each other's work with that critical eye and being able to give feedback and then being able to accept that feedback and fix the work. I think that's a very, very vital tool that has implications in all sorts of other classes and other fields. Project management, this one is huge. It takes an army of us to put this yearbook together, and we have to be able to work in teams. So understanding how the project goes from start to finish, what are the steps along the way, and how do we work together in those teams to make those steps happen, and finally, working on deadline, getting things in on time. The book has to be ready, and it has to be printed at a certain time. Those deadlines are real, because we are creating a real thing that people really pay money for, and they really want to have in their hands at the end of the school year. What about grades? We use a standards-based grading system. This is what all the classes at IMS are going to in the next few years. And basically that is your 4, 3, 2, 1 grading system. Are we performing at or above standard? And I'll tell you this right now, as long as students get their work in, get their pages done, that is at standard. That is a 3. That is making it to that level. And in fact, a lot of my yearbook students in the past have gone well above standard and have achieved 4s in the class. I have yet to ever give out a 2 or a 1 to a yearbook student. It's just not going to happen. We will get our work done. We will perform at standard, and a lot of students will perform well above standard. I have every confidence in that. All right, finally, last thing, please, please, please email me. If you have questions, concerns, comments, don't know exactly what's going on, the email's right there at the bottom of the screen. You can also find it on Schoology. You can also find it on the district website. If your student wants to get a hold of me, they can send me a Schoology message, or they can send me an email directly at stephen.rennie@mercerallenschools.org. That's it. You're done. Curriculum night is over. 6th period yearbook. We're looking forward to a great year. It's going to be crazy. It's going to be wild. We're going to put together a one-of-a-kind yearbook for a one-of-a-kind year. Thanks a lot. Have a great night.